I prefer the term stock photo legend, maybe the most successful stock photo model of all time. I was really obsessed with this idea of being a pop star. I really started to rebel. A random commercial of me selling cell phones. That one had a lot of issues, but he was very rich. When you're unemployed and at home, you just tweet. I think songwriting is not my medium.
Really? It's the one thing you can't do.
I love a director that might ruin a take because they're laughing so loud. Thankfully, I've never been yelled at, but I've definitely been very dryly, if you could just do what's written.
What are we even doing?
What are we even doing?
Hey, hi, you found my YouTube channel. What the heck? It's Kyle MacLachlan. Come on, subscribe, smash the button, hit it, punch it, let's go.
Welcome to What Are We Even Doing? I'm Kyle MacLachlan, your host for the evening. We don't even know if it's evening, but I'm your host. Where we sit down with creatives and we talk about their journey, figure out what makes them tick. We're going to get weird together in a good way. And today, very excited, an actor in one of my favorite movies, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Did I pronounce it all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Legend of the Ten Rings?
Yeah.
Okay, one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
But also Barbie.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Musician, author, former stock image model. I know, we can get into that real deeply. Simu Liu, it's so nice to have you.
Thank you
here.
so much for having me here, Kyle. I prefer the term stock photo legend.
That's what it is.
I can understand why that would be.
Maybe the most
probably the best
successful stock photo model of all time.
Yeah, I say it.
Unless I'm mistaken. No. I don't know.
I would say you are. Could you?
Very few things I can brag about.
Could you tell me about your name first? Simu Liu.
Simu Liu, yeah.
Liu.
My Chinese. I was born in China, so my name is Liu Simu. And my parents very rightly figured out that no one would be able to pronounce that here,
me included.
But they also didn't. A lot of immigrant families would give their kids, specifically from China, would give their kids an English name.
Okay.
And so I could have been like a Simon Liu or a Steve Liu, but they didn't. They held out, and so I was always Simu.
Simu, yeah.
And it was kind of the bane of my existence for a really long time, because I think when you're young, you just at least in the 90s, it was not cool to be different.
Yes.
And
no, I think that's pretty true. When I was going in the 60s, not cool to be different. Kyle was challenging.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I would have given anything to have been Kyle.
Oh, Now you say that.
And then once you join the Screen Actors Guild, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool.
You're one and only.
It's nice to be. Yeah. It's
you
nice
don't have to put a junior on there or a
junior. I don't have to. Modify
third?
anything. Yeah, I've definitely grown to really love my name.
Yeah. That's good. It's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thank you so much. I still do have to spell it out every time I'm ordering at Starbucks, though. I'm always like Simu, S-I-M-U, or sometimes I don't even say my name. I'm just put S-I-M-U.
Do you ever put in a fake? Sometimes I just say it's Bill. So I start every interview with a question of just about was there a moment for you, kind of a flash or inspiration where you said, this is what I either want to do or this is what I should be doing when you started it, Because I know you've had a different trajectory.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, not a straight line by any means.
Yeah.
It was probably when I first came to Canada, when we first immigrated, and I didn't speak any English. And I was 4.5. 4.5, 5.
Okay.
And amongst other things, watching old Spielberg movies and Star Wars really formed the basis of my English language.
Right.
So I really kind of was exposed to movies and those types of movies from a really young age. And I think that really caught me and had a profound impact on me. But that being said, I think when it came time to decide what to do with my career, it was we were a family in, Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
We didn't have any connections to the entertainment industry. It was just so kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
I never really gave myself permission to pursue it. So the moment of inspiration that came in my actual career was, I think, answering a Craigslist ad to be an extra on a Guillermo del Toro movie that was shooting in Toronto, and I was working on Bay Street, which is kind of like our Wall Street, as an accountant at the time.
Right.
And so I skipped work to do it. I got caught. I got fired. But it was
because no one knows the actual story. They know you were fired, but no one really knows. Oh well, it was because you were pursuing.
Yeah, it's all connected. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I was sitting at the I was sitting in the queue. I don't even think we had cubicles. Yeah. But as a first year accountant, I was just freaking terrible at it. And I hated my life every day. It just wasn't the right situation for me. And I would go on Craigslist because I would daydream. And this one day I just, it was like that ad was tailor-made for me. It was if you believe in whatever higher power of the universe, just in that moment, they were looking for Asian extras, age 20 to 45.
You're like,
I was 22. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to be a star.
your name has to be Simu.
Yeah.
You know, like
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, that's
Finally,
my name.
Simu Liu.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
for me.
And I made $11 an hour, you know.
You made more than me on my first thing.
Really?
We have a very interesting, strangely similar story.
Really?
Where you said something
me.
earlier. You said I didn't give myself permission.
Yeah.
Which was my case as well.
Yeah.
It's something I grew up, you know, I did plays in high school and in college and loved it, and felt so comfortable at home. But it's like, but I can't do this. This is
Yeah.
not, can't make a living at this.
Yeah.
And my parents as well, no connection to the business.
Yeah.
But I just, it was one of those things where I finally just gave up and said, this is really the only thing I'm good at. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's so funny that the way that you phrase it is that you gave up.
Yeah.
It's almost like a surrender to the inevitable, right? Of like
Yeah.
always knowing that there's this like thing that's building inside you and you're like, finally just surrender to it.
So you had this experience.
Yeah.
As
And
an
it cost me my
extra.
job.
It cost you your job. Like your parents are like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, I actually didn't tell them for a very long time.
Good for you. That's
Yeah,
good. That's
I
a
didn't
good
tell
angle.
them for a very long time. So I got home that day,
Yeah.
kind of unemployed with box of my stuff, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
Jesus, what am I gonna do? But I had an audition the next day. Weirdly, I'd gotten myself into this like student film of something,
Okay.
and I thought, well, maybe just go to this audition and see what happens. And I booked that part. And
Oh my God, okay.
that student film is out there somewhere, which I deeply regret. But
Do we find that? I have a
But it was-
I have a
please
crack
no.
team here. Get on it right now. Let's see if we can dig it.
no, I think it was like racially offensive.
Okay, all right. Never mind then. Stop that. Yeah.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
We don't
look.
have to pursue that angle.
But I will say,
Okay.
there's no regrets. I think you do what you have to do in the beginning, and
Yeah,
it was
totally.
way before I really understood what I was even doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of took that as a sign from the universe to kind of just put one foot in front of the other and just to see. And I didn't really have an end goal or a plan. Maybe you did, or maybe you didn't. But it was just like, let's just do what.
Yeah.
Let's just get the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just get the next one. Let's just get on a set, and then we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was as an extra. Sometimes it was unpaid. Sometimes it was $10.
But you
20
did
bucks.
what I think is the most important thing for young actors, which is to just work somehow, some way. Student film, friends getting together.
Yeah.
I mean, anything you can do to just have practice and
do
skill
it.
and feel
Yeah.
more comfortable and get a sense of what it is. I think that is so incredibly important, which you were doing intuitively. I mean, I know you have a lot of skills, and I'm wondering, did those skills come? When were you always
When did I
musical when
do-
you were a
right,
kid?
right,
Were you
right.
always, did you always enjoy, because you move really, really well, and I'm wondering, was dance part of it, or did you train in any way? What was your sort of, when you were just a kid, maybe not focused necessarily on acting
Academics.
stuff? Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah,
but
my parents loved that,
But
yeah.
I'm sure they were so happy, so supportive.
Yeah, I was really. I think for the first few years of my life, like once I hit puberty, I was really obsessed with this idea of like being a pop star. Actually,
Great.
That's what I wanted.
Right, okay.
The girl that I had a crush on in 5th grade,
Highly influential period of time.
Jacqueline Dobson. Yeah, she
from
was a
experience.
big NSYNC fan.
Okay, there you go.
And it's it's like it's easy to see why, right? They're really tight ship,
Yep,
great
yep.
dancers,
Yes.
great singers, and so
Look
without
great, all that, yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
And so without having any connections or any training whatsoever, it just started like singing in the shower, really just like by repetition, because I couldn't admit it to my parents, I couldn't really admit it to anyone, but I was just like, wouldn't it be cool if I. And
So you held this is a little secret. You held
yeah.
this.
And then I would like go to these school dances and then I would like dance my little heart out. And then when I got to college, randomly I joined the like hip hop dance club and then made the competitive dance team. So that was like my first.
There's no random
performing
joining the
experience.
hip hop dance club.
Sure,
You're like,
sure,
I
yeah.
think
Do you
I've
know the
got
choreo to Bye 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 still?
a skill set.
Like a little bit.
It's in there.
A little bit.
In there
Yeah.
somewhere.
But that's such great. You were training. You didn't. For something. For something else. It's like
Sure.
I have a skill set that I'm going to use and I've gotten really good at.
Yeah.
And it is going to. I'm going to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somewhere, even though you didn't know how you were going to use it.
Sure. Yeah.
know?
It is crazy how, and my parents say it all the time too, because obviously, I was trying to hide it from them, but they knew.
Yeah.
They would see me like
Yeah.
bouncing around,
Yeah.
and,
Did they encourage, discourage?
very much discourage. Very
Okay.
much
All right.
discourage. Yeah.
Actively discourage.
Yeah, I don't want to throw them under the bus or anything. But
No,
I
I think that, parents, everyone, they have to come to things in their own time. Like my parents
Yes.
were My mom was actually supportive because she was in the arts and that. And my dad was sort of with some disdain, but also like he was also trying to be helpful and supportive because of his whole experience when he was younger. He had a whole thing where his dad made him, go through a certain career which he hated and all that kind of stuff. And he followed that track.
Do that to you.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, he was like, couldn't he have chosen something that I can at least understand? And then, of course, as maybe the same for you, you find success, and they're suddenly like they're very supportive and very on board and very happy for you.
Yeah. There's definitely a version of that. I mean, for my parents who are both like electrical engineers and both Chinese, just the amount of like sacrifice that it took for them to be here.
Yes.
And then to, raise a family by really just any means necessary, saving every single penny, no support system, and the one thing that they knew, their one mechanism for being able to even build a life in Canada was academic achievement. So that was really their path. That was the path to success.
That was the only path open.
Let alone like, soft skills, networking. Like there's too much of a language barrier.
Yeah.
But it was like the math and the physics and the STEM of it, that was universal. That transcended language. And so no matter what, if you knew those things, you would be okay no matter where in the world you went.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a lot of sense.
The way you explain it, I see it. It makes sense. It's a hard road, but at the same time, it's like if you do this, chances are you're going to go where you're going to advance. You're going to go where you need to go.
Subsequently, I think put a lot of money and time into putting me on that path. And so when I went to business school, when I became an accountant, it was all just like, and they were helping me the whole way.
Yeah.
And like, college wasn't cheap, and living off campus wasn't cheap.
You were dutiful son, I'm guessing. Got to get this, got to do this
for a while. But then when puberty hit, I think it was really like a jarring kind of wake up call for me, where I was like, oh, I guess the best way I could describe it is like, I realized that I wasn't cool. Like at 12 years old, you're just like, oh, like nothing that I've built my life around is like, none of these skills are actually making me attractive in the marketplace. I'm like, oh, being really good at math, like actually it's a negative attribute for me.
Sure.
Meanwhile, everything that I wanted, I'm like, okay, all the girls in class really love this one guy.
Yeah.
Play sports. He's got frosted tips.
Yeah.
He looks like a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah. Terrible grades.
Oh, shoot. I got it all wrong. And so actually, like, I wish I was kidding about this, but like,
oh God,
around the time I, was like 12, 13, I really started to like rebel. And I think it drove my parents crazy.
Yeah.
And so the very embattled process through which I got that job was like they were like, finally he's okay.
Yeah, we can
thank goodness we can relax.
Yeah.
And then less than a year later, like a random commercial of me selling cell phones is on TV, and they're like, why are you
oh no, is that how they discovered?
Yeah.
God. I want to see this movie. This is very interesting. This is very funny. You're
it's pretty wild. Yeah.
And again, I find, as you're speaking, I find echoes of my experience as well, where recognizing that the things that I was into, like I took piano lessons, I studied voice, I took voice lessons, I would practice singing in my room to a tape recorder. It was just like, and I played golf. And then back then, golf was not cool. And it was just like, you could have, I could check every single box.
Yeah.
And I just, and finally, it was the same kind of thing. You start to kind of, and I think teaching myself how to play guitar was my effort.
Oh yeah.
So I learned. I taught myself guitar. You know how to play the guitar, obviously.
Poorly, but yeah.
Well, I watched you. You can do it. Was that part of this journey? Was that in there somewhere?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That was more of a college thing where, exactly. Everyone. I mean, I 2007 is like everyone was doing the Jack Johnson and the Jason Mraz, the guy with the guitar.
Yeah.
Which we had a scene in Barbie that like made fun of it, and I felt so called out. They're like,
that's me.
I think the line was like, I'm gonna stare at you and make uncomfortable eye contact while I play you a song for 4 hours, and I was like, oh no, I've been that guy. I've been that guy. I've been like,
Okay,
I
did you
play
write songs?
Wonderwall.
You must have written songs for girlfriends or things like that. Did you? Come on.
I tried. I think songwriting is not my medium.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? It's the one thing you can't do.
I think I love writing in prose.
Yes.
I think I can write screenplays. Songwriting, I have something about
Just
it.
not there for you.
It's so tight. Yeah,
I have some that I'll never play. That'll never see the light of day that I wrote.
You must.
I wanna hear
oh
them.
my God, no! They're
now
just
that you've dropped it on
It's
this
just
podcast,
songs
you
with
must.
music.
so earnest and
Yeah.
just dumb, you know. But
Can you hear it in your head?
I mean, kind of. I remember I
As
wrote
you're
one to a woman named
remembering,
Jane way back when, and so is Jane. You know, it's all that, you know, and you rhyme every word you can rhyme with Jane. It was just funny or ludicrous.
Can I actually ask you, because you were talking about that moment and like the moment where the world discovers the thing.
Yeah.
Was Sex and the City the moment that
The most embarrassing?
changed your but it was like that, like my life will never, like something's out of the box now and I can't put it back in.
I've had, my career is such a weird one because I was literally working out, you know, I knew I wanted to do theater when I got to college, and I was in a training program. I was being trained for theater. I was going to New York. I was getting money together from grandparents, you know, $500 here, $1,000 here, whatever I could do, so I could go to New York, get a place, and start auditioning.
Yeah.
Because musical theater was really my thing.
Yeah,
you know, and I thought I'll do that, and then I'll also audition for, you know, different repertory companies around the country. Come to New York and audition actors, and then you go live in Houston, or you go live in Cincinnati, or you go to Denver and Denver Theater Center. That was what I was going to do, and then I auditioned for Dune. In Seattle, and got cast, and you know, met David Lynch, and started a completely different journey in front of the camera. No idea what I was doing or what I was in for, and so that was both the meteoric. Wow, this kid from nowhere, not even, you know, really from nowhere, and then crashed and burned, and then and then it's like no one's like, well, we don't want to hire him, and then David came back with Blue Velvet, and we did Blue Velvet together, and then it started to the ship started to balance itself a little bit, but really because of David, found me for Dune, and then was so amazingly generous to hire me again for Blue Velvet, which he did not have to do. And then that kind of set me on a course. Yeah. So it's been an odd course, but I think
it's the most amazing thing, though. It's like sometimes people and extraordinary people come in and just do this.
Yes.
They give you a nudge, or they give you like, they just do this.
Yes.
And a career is built on just, when I really think back, and maybe you feel the same, but it's like 3 or 4 people who just poke you and prod you and say yes when everyone else says no.
Yeah.
And then it's like 20 years later, you're like, oh, when I break it down, it's like I can count on my hand the number of people who have like just completely changed the course of my life.
Yes, and had such not only changed the course, had an influence on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I point to David, of course, for that. But there have been a few, and I think you bring up Sex and the City, and I think that was one. Twin Peaks had come and done its thing, and Twin Peaks had a meteoric rise everywhere, and then kind of the second season it sort of fell off and fell away. So again, there was this kind of give and then take. And so I was like, you know, kind of tumbling a little bit in the ocean, little like, I don't know quite, you know, where I am, what's going on, and then Sex and the City kind of started something, and again, a character. I seem to play characters that have all sorts of issues. And I'm kind of like, I
had a lot of issues, but he was very rich.
Yes, he is. Got a really nice apartment.
Yeah.
Unusual relationship with his mother. Yeah. But apart from that, you know, you got to go, I'm like, no, I'm just a regular guy. What the hell, you know? But you're like, well, I'm an actor. So I get to go on this interesting journey and discover all these different quirks about this particular character. Sure. And that part's been fun. Yeah. So I've enjoyed that. So, But you're right. I think a little nudge here, a little nudge there. Yeah. You know, but for opportunities, chances, choices, you know, who knows? Yeah. Who knows? So it's the journey is very interesting. You work in
Shang-Chi. Yeah.
Shang-Chi. It's like a dream role for me, the idea of that universe. And even though I've sort of skidded around a little bit with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to work in a Marvel film, I mean, it's kind of the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? Because I heard that you had maybe just kind of reached out and said, hey, guys, I'm here.
Right.
You know? Yeah. What was that?
That gets reported a lot.
Is that true? I'm so curious about that.
I mean, I sent out this tweet when you're like unemployed and at home, you just like, you tweet. That's what you did. You know, so 2018 was this like big kind of watershed moment, I feel like, for everyone that wasn't white in Hollywood, just for lack of a better way of putting it. But it was like, you know, Crazy Rich Asians, you know, came out, Black Panther came out, and then, you know, this little tiny movie called Searching came out starring John Cho, and it was like 3 box office successes at wildly different price points. So you had like a $900,000 kind of like pseudo indie that grossed 75 million, and then you had this like 45, $50 million Crazy Rich Asians, which did 250, which is
Amazing.
crazy. And then,
Yeah.
and you know, obviously Black Panther made $1 billion.
Yeah.
And so there was just like the world. I mean, as I'm saying, and I'm feeling sad because this is not the world that we live in now, but like everything and it was such a celebration of diversity, and it was on the heels of that Marvel greenlit a Shang-Chi movie. I sent out a tweet like, hey, are we, you know,
We doing this?
we're doing this or what?
Love that.
I don't think anyone ever read it, but I think it was, it
What is
spoke to,
urban-
I was like, oh no, that's my dream role. I'm never going to get it. There isn't a chance in hell,
Yeah.
but that's my dream, right?
Yeah.
You know, I refused to kind of have any sort of hope that it was going to happen for me.
What was your process in? How did you, I mean, was it, you know, just kind of banging at the door?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
was
I had a manager at the time who was speaking to casting, and maybe the talent pool for Asian actors just wasn't. It's not like insane, you know. Tom Holland, I think, very famously had to like audition against something. This is not the right number, but like 12,000 potential Spider-Men, right? Like, I think maybe I had 100, 150, which is not a small number, but it's still like, you know, it's significant. March or April, I sent in, you know, my first tape, which was scenes from Good Will Hunting, because they never share their actual script.
Right.
And then in June, July, I met the director, and then a few weeks later, I screen tested, and then 2 days after that, I got the job.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And yeah, it was, I mean, talk about like kid from Toronto. Yeah, tense. Like
Yeah.
the whole like first place, you know, winner takes all.
Well, and you'd been in the business enough to know what that meant. I think
Yeah.
that in some ways, when I auditioned for Dune, I didn't really have a concept of what we were talking about. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And the scope and the scale. I just was like, oh, this is an audition. I'm an actor. This is a job. I'll go do this job. You know, just in naivete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But being kind of knowing how this is going to change, it's a weird thing, right? It's like I always feel like I don't want to look straight at it. I just want to. It's just over here. I just want to. It's in my periphery and it's there.
Yeah.
But if I look at it, it's going to disappear.
Totally.
That's the way I kind of feel about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the experience was awesome.
It was, I mean, of shooting, it's the most incredible experience of my life.
Yeah.
You know, we shot it in Sydney, Australia, and I'll never have that feeling again of just coming to work every day. And like, we had such a special bond, I feel like, all of us in the cast, because we all knew how important it was going to be, you know?
Yeah.
We thought it would make $1 billion. But then, you know, the variants hit, and then we were, you know, we opened at a time where like you couldn't even sit next to someone at the movie theater, I feel like, in a lot of parts of the world. But still, we managed to scrap together like 450 million.
That's amazing.
It's not bad.
That's amazing. I loved it. I really
Thank
did.
you, man.
Yeah, I was just like going, I mean, it's weird because I studied, when I was growing up, another nerdy thing I did. I studied karate. So I studied a Korean form, Shotokan.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I'm like,
there's a lot of like
I share this in a
I love
completely different environment.
Yeah.
People, you know, so parents are on board. Everybody's good now. They're like, wow.
Thankfully, I feel like my parents and I sorted out a lot of our issues before the big moment, because I feel like there would always be a part of me that would be like a little bit like, oh yeah, now you're on board.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Right. You didn't see the magic?
You didn't. Yeah, exactly. But no, they to their credit, I think somewhere in the struggle of it all, they started to really understand, and they were became very begrudgingly supportive.
Yeah.
And so when Shang-Chi happened, it was a really great celebratory moment for all of us.
That's
Thank
so good.
goodness. And they were, you know, one of the first people that I called. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of immigrant parents don't retire or retire late out of just this fear and anxiety of not being able to support their kids and be there for their kids, because, you know, it really comes down to support system, right? Like, if you immigrate to a new country, you don't know anybody, you don't speak the language, you have no support system, you've got no safety net. And so I feel like that kind of anxiety dominates your existence.
Yeah.
And so I think watching my dad retire, he retired during the pandemic, and then my mom shortly after, seeing them just like get to travel the world, live life on their own terms finally, and not feel this constant burden to like support or provide or sacrifice, you know, has been a great joy for me.
Very satisfying.
When I'm stuck when we're, you know, in the like pitch dark sound stage, 7:30 in the morning, and I look at my parents and they're doing the Tour de Mont Blanc in France. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna work.
Yeah. Maybe I'll retire. Enjoy
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
And do they come to the set? Do they come and visit? Are they?
They've come to a few.
Yeah,
They're really, really shy about it.
Yeah. Well,
I think
a set
it's-
is also just. I mean, it's the most.
Yeah,
boring
it's
place.
a
Oh,
lot. It's a
God.
lot.
After the first hour, you're like, okay,
Yeah, I'm
done.
good. I'm
I'm
gonna go.
good. I'm done here.
Yeah. on this last show that I did, they came a few times, and I timed it around lunch, so there
Right.
wouldn't be too much like idle time and waiting time.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Get them to a buffet though, and they'll they'll
They
smile
shine.
real quick. Yeah, exactly.
I love that. This one you were talking about is that it's called
That's
the
the Copenhagen test on
Yeah.
Peacock. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about that because this is going to drop soon, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is-
It comes out. I mean, I don't know when this will air, but it comes
Right.
out December 27th on Peacock. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And you're the star. You're the lead.
Yeah. Yeah,
And EP on it.
And an EP.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've had that credit before, I'm thinking.
Not meaningfully.
Okay.
Sometimes I think that title gets thrown around
It
a
does.
lot
It does.
in our industry. And this was the first time that I feel like it really meant something. It meant something to me. It meant something to, the showrunners and the co-creators and producers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was this amazing process where I think because being an actor on stage, it's such a different feeling than being an actor in film. There's a lot more ownership on the stage. You control
Right.
the eye of the audience on stage.
Truly.
In film, it's a director's medium, it's an editor's medium. So you're a paint. Maybe
Yeah.
you're a paintbrush
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah, yes.
And then they go and they assemble everything and there's a final product that comes out. But like by then you're so far removed from that process.
Right.
And as a producer, I mean, it was just really awesome getting to tell the story, getting to be in the writer's room, for example, and to listen to people's ideas and to give ideas and then to be on set and to, it's almost like worry about things that were not just my character.
Yeah.
And just, and that almost in a kind of roundabout way helped me get into character because then I would know why that was there.
Right.
And I would know why that screen was there. And so often I feel like, especially on these on these shows that there's a lot of sets, you come and you're like, great, this looks awesome. And now you're shooting. And
Yes.
it's like, you don't have time to really like feel where you are and like ground yourself. Being an actor in TV and it's just, it can be such a rushed experience,
And as you said, it's like you're sort of in your own lane.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not exactly the right
Yeah.
word, but your own little pod as an actor. And I agree with you in terms of having a larger influence.
Yeah.
Because it does demand that you have to understand kind of every character's story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's helpful because then you say, okay, this is how I fit into this.
Yes.
And then these characters they're going to need things that I hadn't maybe really thought about.
Yes.
And so you sort of feed
Yes.
that a little bit.
It informs the choices that you make
Yes.
to serve the
And
story.
hopefully
Yeah.
makes the story better
Yeah.
because of it.
Yeah.
And I think that type of involvement is, it's a step beyond just coming in, I have my lines. do your
Great.
thing.
Yeah. And of course, like our timelines are constantly being constricted. They're like, okay, like when was the last, I can't remember when I last had a table read or like a rehearsal for something on screen. It's just
Yeah.
like, no, you just show up and you do it.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm excited. This is going to be cool. That's 8 episodes.
Yeah. It's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
It's this
Can you
like
tell
really
me a little-
paranoid spy thriller.
Okay. I know a little bit of what it is. It's a very interesting concept. Can you?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So I play this ex-Special Forces analyst. His name's Alexander Hale. He works for this kind of like CIA-esque organization called the Orphanage. And the Orphanage is important because it houses a lot of national secrets. They monitor all of the other intelligence agencies, the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, and they kind of serve as an internal affairs. And they also kind of oversee intelligence operations in the U.S. and it's fictional; it doesn't actually exist.
Right. But it's a cool idea.
But it's cool, and
Yeah.
we kind of like the idea that there was like kind of a benevolent deep state. It was like kind of this comforting thought for I think Thomas and Jen, the showrunners, and for me, just
Right.
living in kind of like a politically messy time. Knowing I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be nice if there was like a shadowy group of people who actually like really cared,
Yeah,
and had
yes.
people's best interest in
Wouldn't
mind.
that
Like,
be
that'd
nice?
be nice. So Alexander works for this agency. He's an analyst, and
I like that throwback. You've got some history. You can do that.
Yeah.
Analyst, accountant. You
Yeah,
got like,
yeah,
okay, all right,
a
I can
little
play-
bit of the same.
Yeah, borrow that.
Slight differences. In our pilot, Alexander's been experiencing migraines for a while, and he comes upon this like experimental technology that basically hacks it's a nanotechnology that hacks eyes and ears, and so people can unwittingly become moles. and he realizes that he's been hacked and that he's a mole.
And that's why he's feeling this. Okay.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
it sets into play this like big kind of Truman Show-esque game that he starts to play with his enemy and with the orphanage, where he realizes he's been hacked, but he doesn't want to just. The easiest thing to do would be to say, "Hey, I've been hacked. Stop it." He realizes he's been hacked, and then he realizes that having a two-way link actually can benefit them because they can start feeding the enemy false information. And so he figures out a way to communicate that to the orphanage without actually communicating it.
Right.
And so the show is very much about like monitoring, it's like about these micro expressions and about what he does with his hands while he's looking, this way. And he somehow lets the orphanage know what's going on. And then they kind of start to build this false world around him that he has to navigate and kind of anticipate what they want him to do.
Incredibly complex.
Yeah, as I'm explaining it, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. No, but as you're talking about it, I'm thinking to myself, yes, that is like just a little bit of the research that we did. It feels like it's in your wheelhouse, very much in your wheelhouse, just because there are so many things. Just watching some of your social.
Yeah.
I think it was coming on was it the Jennifer Hudson show? And they kind of carry you through the
the
hallway.
spirit tunnel?
Yes. Which I hadn't seen before. And I was like, oh, and you have to dance your way through. And suddenly you're whipping out all the stuff.
Oh, yeah. That was
You served in that
college.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm always looking for, like, you learn certain skills. Like, I went to school for 3 years, acting training. We learned to do things. We learned juggling. We learned all sorts of different things.
Yeah,
so I'm always looking for a way.
Yes.
It's like, hey, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
How can we
Yeah.
integrate that? And it was so, like, unexpected and just like, whoa, that's awesome.
I always get so embarrassed when people actually watch. I don't know. Because it's like all of this happens on my phone. I'm like, oh, I see it, and I'm like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then when someone actually references, it's weird. I get so embarrassed.
Well, it just stuck out to me because I was like, that was unexpected and very cool.
Yeah.
Like you weren't just kind of faking it. I dance around and I sort of fake
kill
it.
the spirit tunnel, Kyle. You got to get on.
No.
Yeah, you would.
It would be tough, but it looks like it's a very cool idea because they bring you into the show that way.
And the crew there are so wonderful,
They're
and they
nice.
make a custom song for you.
Yeah. They were chanting your name, right?
Yeah, they were chanting my name, and I think they did it to Barbie, like, I'm a Barbie girl.
Oh, yes.
So it's like, I'm in Simu's world, or something.
Yes, it was cool.
Yeah, it was really, really, really sweet, and it really make you feel special.
God, I love that. You bring up Barbie. I so enjoy. Greta is such an amazing director.
Isn't she?
I mean, I don't know her. I've never worked with her as an actor, but I just love what she does. And when I see her speak, I'm like, she is so smart. She's so interesting. Has a very, very specific vision. And she seems to really, she loves the creative dynamic.
The bouncing back and forth.
Yeah,
and
that energy.
Yeah.
Your experience on that was it awesome?
Yeah,
It's
and
awesome.
she and really in large part because of her. Yeah. She really, yes, she does have a very specific idea of what she wants, but what she wants is something that's like so malleable and so joyous when she makes discoveries. It's not about the ego of being right as it is with a lot of directors that I maybe worked with. It's about, we're here, let's find something. This is what I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
And then when something happens, it's like the way that there's this like really viral clip of I think it's Saoirse and Timothy, but I'm not sure. But where she's like, kiss her, do you guys know this clip?
It's
where Greta's standing behind the monitor and she's
Right.
watching these two actors and they're frolicking and she's just laughing like she's having the best time.
Yeah.
And that was that's her on I think on everything that she does. It was
Yeah.
her on Barbie, and it was just we worked together really to give my Ken his very specific identity.
Yeah.
As it pertains to Ryan's Ken.
Yeah.
This idea of like being weirdly intimidating or something because he could backflip. That's what we like.
Yes.
That's what we landed on.
David was very much like that joyful behind the monitor watching, and even when we didn't have a monitor, Dune and Blue Velvet, we didn't have monitors.
Sure.
He was right there by the camera and just very rapt, and also loved, just like wanted to be there with you.
Yeah.
There's like an umbilical cord almost, you feel.
Yeah.
And certainly when we did Twin Peaks, it was a lot of like, he actually created a character for himself so he could come into the world of Twin Peaks.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which I loved. You know what I mean? But I feel like that with Greta, there's definitely that really strong connection there, which is really magical.
Yeah. I love a director that might ruin a take because they're laughing so loud. You know, it's like that's the best reason to ruin a take.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I've worked with some directors that are just basically they're just intimidating. They come out from behind the curtain, and you're like, okay, which personality am I going to get? You know, is it the calm kind of fun, or is it the one? Don't you ever do that?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I don't know if you've had experiences like that, but it's like, oh my God.
Thankfully, I've never been yelled at, but I've definitely been like very dryly like. Yeah, if you could just do what's written, that would be. That would be great.
And it just kills your spirit. I mean, it just
it's tough. It's tough because you want. I mean, yeah, of course, it's a professional environment, so it's not all about fun and games, and it's not about having the best time. But I do think that we tend to do our best work as creatives when we feel free.
Yeah. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to do this game. It's called Simu and his superhero sidekick. Okay, great. So this is exciting.
This is great. We're here. I have a cape.
You have a cape and a mask, and I don't recognize you, Simu. I don't even know it's you.
Maybe you knew this. I was a birthday party like superhero for some time.
No kidding.
During my struggle years, so this is really like it's really taken me back.
In a good way.
Yeah,
you're not breaking in a sweat. You're not breaking out in a sweat.
Yeah, no kids are not physically assulting me, so it's a big win.
Win-win. Yes, for those unlucky few who are only listening. So we are dressed in our superhero costumes. We're both wearing masks.
Very Adam West.
Very Adam West, and a very and a cape as well. Batman and Robin. This is Batman and Robin all the way. There's no tights.
No, not.
So use your imagination. But yeah,
I love this. I love the like bright and shiny superhero era. Campy, you know. I just feel like the color palette just keeps getting darker.
I know.
And grittier.
Yeah.
And darker.
Let's go back to the colors.
And everything's just like black now, black and dark, and no capes.
Yeah.
You know,
no capes. This is a terrible thing.
A cape.
I'm a big fan of capes.
What do your shirts say?
Mine says, "Bruh, I'm a superhero,"
and mine says, "I'm the sidekick." So I'm Robin to your Batman.
Which is not true. I feel like I'm your sidekick.
Okay, the names, and we're going to choose our names. But first of all, we're going to reminder. So we're going to do we're doing some superhero readings and stuff. We're going to find our superhero names. So we have this special chart here.
Okay, got it.
That's going to give us the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name. Will give you your superhero name.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so let's start. Kyle MacLachlan, K. So my superhero name is K. Blue, and where's the M?
You are wearing blue.
Yeah.
Talon. Ooh, I like
the blue Talon.
Blue Talon.
First letter, okay, S and L. The Iron Rock.
I don't know. I like that's a good one.
I think Blue Talon. The Iron Rock and the Iron Rock and his trusty sidekick,
Blue Talon.
The Blue Talon.
These are guys.
Yeah,
they're in trouble. These superheroes are in trouble.
Simu, you're an acting coach,
okay,
as you love to do.
Yes.
And you're going to be teaching Kyle how to be a superhero.
Yeah, okay, yeah. These are lines from my projects. So the first one is, we interface, Flintstone. We conceptualize, tenderize, prioritize. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that was really great. That was a really great initial delivery.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not a bad first draft. No, it's good. It's good.
It's good.
I've
only been doing this for 40 years, so I'm but I can.
I feel like you came at it from like a really analytical place. A superhero's greatest quality is actually their ability to put the everyday man at ease. So rather than saying something from an analytical perspective of like, this is what we do, it's like, comfort me with it. Comfort me, put me at ease with the authority and the certainty of your voice.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Ready? Okay, great.
Yeah.
We interface, Flintstone. Mm-hmm. We conceptualize, tenderize.
Oh, okay.
Prioritize.
Oh. There was like a flirtatious quality
yes,
to the last
good.
one.
Yes,
yeah.
Good,
Felt,
good. I'm trying to connect.
To connect. Very nice.
Well, some ideas.
My first line, which is your line. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. My first guess would be Dune.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
How would a superhero say that, like in a marvelly way?
A marvelly way. I feel like again, we've just gone to such a minimalistic place. I kind of want to do it the like Adam West way.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Which also is like it's more, I would say, like more presentational, right? And it's more like it's like you're performing it on a stage, because superheroes always have audiences, so it's like it comes from a place of, I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
I love that. That's
incredible.
powerful
Is that okay?
and
That was
confident.
like a whole different voice.
Very
That was
confident.
incredible. Okay.
I like that.
We're all about our secret identity. With the mask on, I feel like I can be anyone.
We can be
It's so
anybody.
liberating.
Okay, so this is it. Oh, I have been her dentist for years, but last week I was looking into her mouth and decided to stick my tongue in it. I remember this line.
What do you mean?
Reading it and going, I remember doing this line and going, this is the strangest line I think I've ever read. I have been her dentist for years, but last week I was looking into her mouth and decided to stick my tongue in it. I was really trying to channel Chris Hemsworth, but I don't know if I was able to, because you got to have a bit of the Aussie. Oh,
Oh no.
I have been a dentist for years. But last week, I was looking into her mouth and decided to stick my tongue in it.
I feel like you're selling me something. People are buying
I
it.
find if I'm reading the script, right, and you read a line, and it's something triggers something in me, and I suddenly go, "Oh my God, that's Chris Walken."
Yeah.
The rhythm of the line goes boom right into the back of my head. Ow! Ow! I've been a dentist for years.
Yeah.
Last week, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Feels like someone's taken a crowbar to my heart. Yeah. I mean, obviously this person's talking about heartbreak,
Right.
but maybe in the superhero context, it's an actual crowbar.
I love
to
this,
your heart,
I love
and
this
so-
choice. Go with it. Yes. Yes.
Feels like someone's taking a crowbar to my heart.
Oh, Thor. Let me remove that crowbar.
Feel like someone's taken a crowbar to my heart.
That was good.
Oh, that's perfect.
That was really good.
That was genius.
That was like laying on the ground right
who
before
are
you
you?
get back up.
Oh, Simu, I see you
I
now.
don't know. It's
You
the
removed
mask. It's the
and I
mask.
was
Don't
like,
worry. Don't
oh,
worry. I'm right
perfect.
here. I'm right here. Yeah.
Serious.
Oh my God, that was funny. But a superhero is, I think it's part of the fun of Marvel is the fun that they have, and the sort of the ad lib kind of nature of it.
Yeah.
So when you're in your character like that, you can sort of move around a little bit.
Yeah. Charlotte, you're making a scene.
Got like your spine got up.
Yeah. You need,
I love that. That's perfect. I can
Well,
feel
Trey is from a very well-to-do family. I
Yes.
think he would never be caught slouching the way that I slouch.
But how would superhero person of your choice
excellent
say
posture. Yes.
Oh, come now, Charlotte. You're making a scene.
That? I mean,
How's that?
come on, that was amazing.
I
That was
saw
amazing.
it. I saw it
Thank you for
completely.
humor.
You guys are very nice.
Thank you
That's-
for playing.
that was really good.
No. I love because they're superhuman. It's
Yeah.
fun when you make them human,
Yes,
right? And
exactly.
kind of have those moments. I
Exactly.
think. So we look forward. That's on the 27th, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really excited about it. For first time being an executive producer, which we talked about.
Yeah.
Which is really, really exciting. And just put a lot of myself into it, and very grateful to ever have an opportunity to be number one on the call sheet. It's not, it doesn't happen every day, and I don't ever take it for granted.
It's very special, and I would imagine as number one, there's a responsibility of kind of setting the tone for everything, which you understand completely. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
try to just I thrive in states of play. I think a lot of us do, and so I think just keeping that sense alive as much as you can. Obviously, it's a job, and there are economic constraints and things that you have to do, and it's not always fun every single day, every day. But yeah, if you're able to kind of instill just a little bit of lightness, I feel like that's
I agree with you.
go a long way.
I agree. That's
Yeah.
a perfect thing. All right, that's all the time we have
All right.
today. There's
Thanks so
more
much.
time in the day, but we've covered as much territory.
We got to go.
We got to go. We have
We
to go
gotta
rescue
save the world.
Rescue some people.
Come on, Blue Talon.
Right? You ready? Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Iron Rock.
Here I come.
Here we
to
go.
save the- Here we go.
They're literally leaving.
What Are We Even Doing is a production of iHeart Media and the Elvis Duran Podcast Network, hosted by me, Kyle MacLachlan, and created and produced by Full Picture Productions. Yay! Featuring music by Yada and artwork by Danica Robinson. For more information about the podcast, please visit our Instagram and TikTok at WAWED with Kyle. Please rate, review, and subscribe to What Are We Even Doing on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Exclamation point.